Brian Gutekunst's roster philosophy comes into focus as Packers double down on offensive line strength. 4 years ago, when Jordan Love was thrust into his first NFL start against the Kansas City Chiefs, the offensive line protecting him was a patchwork of journeymen and young players: Elton Jenkins, Royce Newman, Lucas Patrick, John Runyon, and Billy Turner. It was a challenging situation, but one that left a lasting impression, especially on General Manager Brian Gutekunst. Fast forward to 2025, and it's clear that moment still resonates. Gutekunst, who has led the Packers front office since 2018, has long treated the offensive line as a foundational piece of his roster-building strategy. This offseason was no different, and in fact, it may have been his boldest reinforcement yet. Welcome to another installment of our Packers Positional Breakdown series. Today, we go inside the trenches, where championships are quietly won and lost, to examine how Gutekunst is shaping the future of Green Bay's offensive line. Investing in power and versatility. Speaking candidly in March, Gutekunst emphasized a principle that's defined his tenure. We're always going to continue to address the offensive line because there's just never enough of them. He added, "Right now, I feel pretty good about it. If we had to go play, we have the guys who can step into different spots." Soon after, Gutekunst backed those words with action. He signed former 49ers left guard Aaron Banks to a 4-year, $77 million contract, a clear statement of intent. He then used a second-round draft pick on Anthony Belton, a powerful and versatile tackle-guard hybrid. To top it off, right tackle Zach Tom, arguably the most consistent lineman on the roster, received a 4-year, $88 million extension. This isn't a 295-pound man, this is a 330-pound man, Gutekunst said at the NFL league meetings, referring to Banks. His ability to play physical in the run game and anchor in pass protection has been evident for years. Getting someone like him in the prime of his career was something we thought would immediately elevate our unit. The message is clear. Gutekunst is building this team from the inside out with size, strength and flexibility at the core. Datura. Open battles and lingering questions. Despite the fresh talent and lucrative contracts, not everything is settled along the offensive front. Veteran center Josh Myers signed with the New York Jets in free agency, a move that, based on his salary, suggests the Packers were content to let him walk. Now, attention turns to several internal competitions and contract decisions that could shape the next phase of this group. Left tackle Rasheed Walker and right guard Sean Ryan are entering contract years, and their futures are far from certain. First-round pick Jordan Morgan and rookie Anthony Belton are waiting in the wings, pushing for starting roles. How they perform this season will determine whether Gutekunst continues to lean on veterans or hands over the reins to youth. Perhaps the most intriguing situation involves Elton Jenkins, who is transitioning from left guard to center. Despite 2 years remaining on his current contract, Jenkins has pushed for a new deal, citing the additional responsibilities at the heart of the line. While he returned to practice this week without a renegotiated contract, the front office appears unwilling to budge. Should Jenkins' contract tensions escalate, the team has already been prepping second-year lineman Jacob Monk as a potential replacement. Monk worked with the first-team offense throughout the offseason, while Sean Ryan also saw reps at center during Jenkins' absence with a back issue. Strategy, depth and development. The next wave. Beyond the headline names, the Packers have quietly assembled a group of developmental prospects battling for their shot at the 53-man roster. Donovan Jennings returns after a year on the practice squad. Kadeem Telfort and Travis Glover showed flashes in 2024, getting snaps at both tackle and guard. Rookie 7th-rounder John Williams is a long-term project with intriguing tools. The undrafted trio of Brant Banks, Tyler Cooper and J.J. Lipper join veteran center Trey Hill in rounding out the depth chart. In typical Gutekunst fashion, competition runs deep. Roster spots will be earned, not handed out. Be part of the journey. As the Green Bay Packers continue to reforge their identity around a young quarterback and a battle-tested offensive line, one thing is certain: the blueprint is taking shape, and the trenches are the foundation. If you're passionate about the Packers and want to stay ahead of every roster move, contract decision, and training camp battle, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're building a community of fans who live and breathe Green Bay football, and your voice matters. Join us, engage with the conversation, and together, let's follow this new chapter of Packers football, one snap at a time.